Marta asks the man to take his hands off her boyfriend's car. The man greets her by name and she is surprised. Who told him her name? She is going to figure this out right now and leaves. She finds it absurd and decides to call her boyfriend immediately. Marta starts calling. The man answers. Marta gets irritated that it was that man who picked up her boyfriend's phone. He had said he was rich. She deduces that the man is a mechanic and used pictures of clients' cars. Her friend thinks there must be an explanation and asks her to calm down, but Marta doesn't want to calm down. She will solve this right now. Rod was actually waiting for her to arrive. Marta wants him to explain what is going on. What is he doing with the car that was supposed to belong to her boyfriend? Rod asks her to wait just a minute. He says they should start over. He bought it for her. Marta gets angry at the gift and throws the rose at him. She tells him never to message her again and to disappear from her life. She calls Nina to leave, but Nina says she won't. Marta says she can do whatever she wants. If she wants to stay there with that poor guy, she can stay. Marta is leaving. Nina apologizes for Marta's behavior but wants to know why he lied to her. He responds that he didn't lie to anyone. His car really broke down, and he was just trying to fix it. The mechanic arrives, apologizing for the delay. He could only find a parking spot far away and had to walk, as traffic was bad. Rod tells him not to worry and says he ended up fixing the car himself. It's fine now. The mechanic says it's no problem and that Rod can call him if he ever needs anything else. Rod says it was urgent, so he took care of it himself. The mechanic says he will go attend to another client. Rod asks him to wait. He hands him some money for the trouble of coming all the way there. The mechanic says it's unnecessary, but Rod insists he wasted time coming there, and it's the least he can do. The mechanic thanks him and goes to help someone else. Nina realizes that this car really belongs to Rod. He confirms it. He was going to explain it to Marta, but after she acted so arrogantly, he decided not to say anything. He doesn't like people who approach him just for money. He finds it ridiculous. Nina says that if he had explained, Marta would have stayed. Rod says the worst part is that he had reserved a table for them to have dinner, but now he's going to lose the reservation. Nina apologizes for her friend's behavior. She shouldn't have acted that way. She says goodbye and is about to leave. Rod asks her to wait a minute. She asks what he wants. He says she seems like a nice person and asks if she would have dinner with him. Nina is surprised. She has never received an invitation like this. Rod says she has probably never received one because people are too stupid. He asks her to join him. He invites her into the car. Nina struggles a bit, and he helps her get in. Nina asks if he really lied to Marta. Rod replies that he would never do that to anyone. But after the way she treated him, he was really disappointed. He wants to know more about Nina. Nina says there's nothing interesting about her. Rod says there is. Everyone has a story. He wants to know more about her life, her job, a little bit of everything. Nina says she lives alone. She's unemployed because it's really hard to find a job in the city. She gets some money from time to time, but it's very little. She's just getting by. Rod asks if she has ever thought about getting married and having kids. She doesn't know how she would do that. Rod says it would be like anyone else. He also confesses that he finds her a really nice and kind person. Marta asks why Nina isn't answering her phone. They were supposed to go out together, and Nina disappeared. Nina explains that she was just having a nice dinner, nothing more. Marta laughs. With that poor guy, she must be paying for his meal because this place is really expensive. Rod asks her to stop, she's making a real scene, and it's embarrassing. Marta says what will be embarrassing is when the waiter brings the bill and Rod realizes he can't pay. Nina says that's enough, no more drama. Marta finds it funny. She says she'll see what happens when no one wants to go out with Nina anymore, then she'll come running back to her. Nina says Rod is not poor at all, he's rich, very rich, not just some random guy. Marta is shocked. She thinks Rod tricked Nina completely. Rod says what Nina is saying is true. He really is rich. He worked hard for it and owns several businesses across the country. But when he sees a gold digger like Marta, he runs. He doesn't like people like her. Marta laughs. She doubts he is rich. Rod says she's making things up because, in reality, she's the kind of person every man should avoid. She only drags people down. She's like one of those apples that look beautiful on the outside but are rotten inside. Marta says that if he's really rich, they could start over, it was all just a misunderstanding. Rod tells her not to touch him. The only good thing about their conversation was that he got to meet Nina. She is a genuine person, humble, with a good heart. Marta is in shock. She looks at Rod, then at Nina. He's choosing Nina over her? Rod tells Marta she is unbelievable. He is sure that Nina is much better than her and tells her to take a hard look at herself. Nina feels hurt, she thought they were friends. Marta confesses that she only hung out with Nina so people would pay attention to her. She would never go out with someone prettier than her. Never. Rod says Marta lost this time because Nina is much more beautiful than her. He tells Marta to leave before he calls security. Marta asks who he thinks he is to tell her to leave. Rod says he is simply the owner of this place. He tells her to go. Marta is stunned by the revelation. She realizes she lost this one and leaves. Nina had no idea he was like this. Rod says it's rare to meet someone like her, she is kind, light-hearted, and has a good heart. He would like to extend the invitation and have more moments like this with her. He asks what she thinks. Nina says she would love that, and Rod is happy to hear it.